Welcome. What is up, Armio? This is your activities director, Mr. Towner. I'm also a math teacher here on campus, and I decided to start a podcast. I'm going to have a new guest on every couple of weeks, and we're going to discuss some of the happenings on campus, and we're going to give our takes on what's happening. So, welcome to Towner's 2 Cents. First off, I'd like to shout out, big thank you to Multimedia Academy along with Mr. Gonzalez for helping me out with this. The production value here is outstanding. And I definitely want to welcome our first guest. It's our ASB president, DANIELA Gonzalez. How we doing?
Thank you. We're doing really good. I'm excited to be the first guest.
Nice. Thank you for being here. I know I gave her pretty short notice. It's a Monday right now, so she just got done with a long day of school. How was your day, Daniela?
It was pretty good. I actually went pretty good. Everything that I planned for today went how I was supposed to go, so yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. How was your day?
Solid. Mine was pretty good. Kids are, again, coming back. They seem to be having a good attitude so far, and that's kind of what I want to get into with you first is we've been in school now for about 2 weeks, and, after being out of school for a year and a half, just how are the vibes, not just with you, but in your classes, on campus? We got a lot of change, new principal. Like, how do things feel?
They feel pretty nice. I just think they feel a little bit different from what we all expected it to be. I think for the past year and a half, we were all focusing so much on what we were missing and how much we missed it that we didn't realize that 2 classes left and 2 completely new classes came in. So it definitely feels different, but I don't see it too much as something bad because it opens the opportunity for us to create a new normal with different people and trying new things. So yeah, it definitely feels different, but I think we'll get there at some point.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely feel that kind of sensory overload vibe with so many new people, and after a year and a half, we kind of lost some of those skills, and now it's whoa, we got to get back into gear,
for sure.
Yeah. What's been the hardest thing from a student standpoint coming back and doing?
I think trying to get other students to be motivated, especially for us that we're doing leadership, trying to get the new students to feel comfortable with us and to actually be willing to participate has been the hardest thing. But again, I think it's just a matter of time and for them to get comfortable and for us to help them as much as possible.
Very cool. I agree wholeheartedly. So one thing I want to get into is, again, I mentioned the new principal here on campus, and so far he's been out and about. I think we're seeing him a lot. But we and the other sports coaches kind of sat in a room and said, what's our motto? What do we want to do this year? And what we came up with is restore the roar. Now, again, that means something to me, but I want to hear, again, from a student's perspective, when you hear restore the roar, obviously we have a new mascot. We've been gone a year and a half. There's so much. What does restore the roar mean to you?
I think it goes back to what I just mentioned, that it was more having the opportunity to come back and get all that we were missing, but also make it better, restore what we were missing, but also having the opportunity to make it better and trying new things and maybe being more prideful and having more fun, being more engaged, just having that, restoring what we had and making it better.
Nice. Yeah. And like you said, so much is new now that it's almost restoring. It has a different feel to me because we're not just restoring what we had, but everything feels so fresh, so new. And I know the new principal, again, I'm going to bring him up a lot in this podcast because he's such an integral part of this school, and he's a very, big face on this campus. But he wants to see more purple and gold. He wants kids to have pride again. And it again, with a new principal, 2 new classes, just so much new, it really feels like we have a fresh feel on campus. And so far, again, I love the vibes. I keep mentioning the vibes.
I definitely agree with that.
So nice. Awesome. This would be a good time to plug. We have some new merch coming out. I know that's a big thing. We'll put up a picture of the new A-Team shirts coming out. Those will be pretty cool. But we also want to continue on, and we want to get students' opinions on stuff, right? We want them to design stuff, and we want to design Armio stuff that you guys will wear. So definitely let us know. And if you see myself or Danielle on campus, come tell us what you think and give us your opinions, because ultimately we're here for you guys. So
yes. We'll probably be wearing it already, so you can see it.
Right. Another thing is like, I think our leadership program and our way of doing things at Armio has always been like, let's do these 10 big events. Let's have a football game every 2 weeks. Let's have, kind of sporadic events.
Yes.
And I think one thing that needs to change is we need to focus on the day-to-day stuff. You know what I mean? We need to be, again, it's like seeing the principal every single day out there at lunch has been crazy. I'm like, whoa, and he's talking to me. He's like, dude, we need music out here every day.
Yes.
I'm like, I agree. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Me too.
Let's do lunch stuff every single day.
Small things like that can change so much about your day and about like the whole like mood, everything. It changes so much. Even if those things are so small, like just play music in the morning, it lights everyone's like mood. So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Nice. Solid. Cool. So to go on with those experiences, I mean, you're just saying the small things, but what are some of the best experiences or most fun experiences that you've had as a student, not just in your first 2 weeks, but all your time at Armio? Like, what are some great memories that you have?
I think it would be A-team games. I think those, like, that's when all the students come together and we come together for one reason, to support our football team, and we also have so much fun. You get to, like, meet so many, like, new people, and then like you just get to see like the whole community together, coming together. So I like really like those events, and just like leadership events in general. I think I really have a good time being part of those, like being part of like planning, and also like enjoying the aftermath. So like
Yeah, for sure. And I know at a lot of our A-team games, like I see, obviously we have our spirit section, but there's also kind of almost a mini A-team section next to us doing their own dances and stuff. And I'm like, why can't we we need to really find a way to combine that and just make this force of just all Armio students going crazy, going ham, dancing and stuff. That'd be a blast. But again, we know that we don't have the best participation, like attendance at these things that we would like to see, What do you think are some maybe reasons that students don't show up to these events?
I think, as of right now, if we're talking about I think a lot of new students, they are new and they're like, they have to come out of their shell. So like they're not like really out there. At 18 games, we like have fun. We dance in front of people. We like say cheers and stuff like that. So I think like they're a little bit too shy for that, like right now. So I think once we get them comfortable again, like they'll be able to come and like do what we do right now. I think that's one part. And also the second part, it's like the support that we give our football team, and like the support that they have, not just like us the students, but also the school, the support that the school and the community gives them. I feel like if we were to support that and be a little bit more prideful of like our football team, I think we could all come together and like it would just be better. We would have more people there, and we would like just like pay more attention to it and give it the importance that it needs. So
Yeah, definitely. And I think it goes beyond, I mean, I know we're mentioning football A-team games because that is like the event that everyone goes to and has fun at. But it can be a soccer game. We have a very successful soccer team. It could be a basketball game. It could be a baseball game. It could be a softball game. There's so many different events that we have, or things that we have here that have great teams, and people put a lot of work in and deserve to be celebrated. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for sure. One last thing you kind of touched on is just like the new people and all that, and finding something for them. I think a big thing on our campus has been like, we need to serve our students, right? And us as leadership has said, well, these are the 25 events we run and have been running for 10 years. We send out Google Forms. We try to email students. But again, you see me and Daniela on campus. We want to hear your ideas. You know what I mean? We want to know, what do you want? A couple years ago, I know someone brought to my attention a Bonda night.
Yes.
And that's something we've incorporated this year. That's probably coming, I believe, in February or around that time. And that should be a blast. That should be a lot of fun.
It's going to be amazing.
But we need more ideas like that, and that came from another student. So we want to make sure you guys hit us up with those good ideas. So, Daniela, the last thing I want to ask you, you are the president of Armio High School, ASB president. If your legacy could be left with one thing that said, hey, I left this, or I changed this, or I did this, what would you want your legacy left to be?
That's a huge question. There are a lot of things that I want to leave behind me, but I think one of them that I can like think about right now, it's like students' mental health. For the past 2 weeks, like we left for a year and a half, and so many things happen in like our lives that we like haven't been able to like like talk about with other people and like be open about. So for the past 2 weeks, I've had students coming into AG5 and just talking to me about their lives and what happened to them and how it's been so hard to like get back to everything. And it's like, I wish like I wasn't prepared for all this, like myself. Like I prepared to like plan events and like how to run a committee and how to like make connections or stuff like that. But I haven't really prepared for like someone coming up to me and being like, hey, I'm struggling with this and like I don't really know what to do. So like I think like I need to prepare more for that and like being able to like support them and like give them what they need, and also to be able to like tell them, hey, you should go to like this person at the school. Like we have this person at the school that can help you with this, and we have this system that could help you, bettering your mental health and doing this stuff. I feel like I wasn't even able to tell them to like go to like your counselor and stuff like that, because even more like I don't want them just to help with college and stuff. I also want them to be able to help us with mental health. So I think just working on mental health and like proving myself on that, like knowing how to react to that and like just like improving the system that we have here to support students with mental health will help a lot. So that's one thing that I want to leave behind me and that I really want to work on. So yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you. I mean, just hearing that from a student's perspective, like as a teacher, I know it's something I need to work on. I think we get lost in the curriculum and lost in the sauce a little bit when we're, teaching every day. That stuff goes to the wayside, and we kind of forget that I know I do. I'll speak from my teacher perspective. These aren't just 150 kids that need to learn math. They're 150 kids that are human beings that are dealing with the day-to-day grind that I'm dealing with too, But that's awesome. That's great. I know you work really hard outside of your school hours to just make sure that this campus is getting better in a lot of different ways. So I want to thank you kind of for your ASB service as well. But teachers, students, staff, all of us, we're all one Armio community, and it's all of our jobs to restore the roar. That was Towner's 2 cents, and thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again in a couple weeks.
Thank you.